Ho ho ho! Merry Christmas, everybody! This is the Sliders Review, and I'm here today to talk to you in the month of December, since it is Christmas time and the holiday time, about The Middle Season 1 Christmas. So this is a very hilarious episode, back when The Middle used to be like great, before it got really stale and boring and stuff like that. However, in this episode, there are some outdated like gay jokes in this. They're not like offensive bad. They're actually pretty hilarious. It's only just that they're outdated. Nobody makes jokes like that no more. So I can see where it can be like problematic and stuff or offend some people. But like other than that, it's a pretty like hilarious like episode. So basically, it starts off with Frankie, played by Patricia Heaton, who's an occasional idiot at times. I don't know what to make of her sometimes, you know. She makes me wonder now, like when you do your research on her and stuff, and especially about this one thing I found out she was a part of a long time ago. I'm just kind of like, that's interesting. Might be a little creepy, scary, culty, but you know, other than that, and don't even get me started on her husband. Like, if it's true what he did to get me too, then and she stays with him, that's just disgusting. Anyway, but yeah, she's only like normally if I don't like somebody, I just call them an idiot, but she's an occasional idiot. I just don't know what to make of her, you know what I'm saying, and stuff. But yeah, so it starts off with her, and she's doing like her family newsletter to like the family. She's typing on the computer. They have a very outdated computer. The show came out in 2009, and she has the giant monitor computer and stuff because they're family poor and can't afford like a newer version and stuff. And so like she's talking about what her family's been up to. Mike has a new job and got promoted because somebody like died at his job, so he got promoted. Axel has a job that he hates. Brick is very inquisitive, where he's now wanting to know the meaning of life and the purpose, and like, you know, what is the purpose of life and stuff. And then when she gets to Sue, she can't think of anything to say because Sue's the awkward middle child. So she basically just talks about how like she has a boyfriend, and this is where the outdated jokes come from. So like her boyfriend, Frankie talks about like how like there's something special about him, and Sue doesn't realize it, and she doesn't even think he realizes it. But then when they both find out, it's gonna be like explosive and stuff. And basically what it is, that her boyfriend who's dating her acts like super gay, like stereotypical gay and everything. And like it was like a huge recurring thing in like this season whenever he would appear. And so like what is it, so I forgot what, she's at her choir at church, and like she's just talking about her family to Bob, and he's upset that he doesn't have a girlfriend, a wife, or a family. And so she wants this solo in choir, but this one lady always gets it. Then she's informed the lady has throat polyps, and she's ecstatic and happy because she gets to do the solo for Christmas. So she wants like her family all to be there and see her and stuff like that. But she has to do all these other errands and stuff, and she's not going to be able to do everything. So Mike has decided he's going to take care of Christmas. And she's all like, you can't take care of Christmas, and that's my job and everything. He's all like, the problem with you is that you're not organized. You don't make a list, and he's very organized. So he's going to tackle Christmas. So he ends up doing a better job than her. And not only does he do a better job, he does it quicker than she does, which makes her very, very, very salty. She doesn't like the way he decorated the tree, even though it's fine, because she said that's her favorite part of decorating the tree with the family. So we see a flashback of her yelling and shouting at her family, talking about how come y'all want to help me make this tree up and stuff. And then he does like the ornament display, the decorations, everything, and she's just so annoyed by all that. So she basically tells him straight up that if like something on the list has to do with a Christmas song, you're not allowed to do it. No roasting chestnuts on an open fire, none of that stuff. So she wants him to fix Brick because Brick is just so sad. He wants to know what the meaning of life is, and he wants to know about death and when he dies, where he's gonna go, and all this other stuff. And so Mike tries to like fix him and everything by telling him, you know, that's like you don't think about stuff like that. That's why we have so much stuff to distract us and everything. And then Brick has this thing where he whispers into his belly. Like he'll say like a phrase, like say he'll say like book. And then so he'll bend down to his belly and whisper book. And he does that for the first couple of seasons, then he stops. Then he picks up a whoop whoop for some bizarre reason. The reason for this is because the creator's son used to do this. So she just gave him his traits and stuff. And so Mike's all like, you know, Santa doesn't want you thinking about death and you're asking too many questions. So maybe you shouldn't talk that much. And you might want to stop with the whispering thing or Santa won't give you gifts. So when Frankie comes back, she realizes Brick will not speak. And if he does speak, he's terrified and puts his hands over his mouth. So she wants to know, what did Mike do? And he's all kind of like, well, I kind of went overboard. So basically he broke Brick. He's all like, he tried to get him to stop the whispering and asking so many questions and all this other stuff. So she's not happy about that. But she's all like admitted Mike like Christmas is hard. That's the whole point of it. She wants him to realize Christmas is hard, planning it out is hard, and that it's terrible. It's horrible season. And he won't admit to it and stuff. He still thinks he's got a handle on it. Well, with Sue, let's get to Sue. Because Axel doesn't really do nothing in this episode. And so Sue, when she's hanging out with her boyfriend, she tells her family that they've been dating for months and he will not kiss her. And the dad loves that. And so like so she tries to get him to kiss her like on the mistletoe and everything, but he won't do it. But then it looks like he's about to, but instead he puts his chapstick on her lips, talking about your lips are really chapped. And then she realizes, she's all like, is this lipstick? He's like, no, why does everybody say that? It's glossy something. It's just like, they're problematic jokes, but they're hilarious and stuff. They're outdated, but they're so funny. So then, like, for his Christmas gift, he told her he wants body wash scrub with apple and papaya. And her parents just kind of like, ooh, it's gonna be hard when she finds out. Because she doesn't realize it. She's all like, find out what? And they're like, nothing. So she's kind of like oblivious and stuff. And so while they're at church, she's still happy about the recital thing. And the pastor's all like, you know, say a prayer for the woman who has the polyps. And so they all bow their head. And then she looks at her family and she shakes her head. No, don't you pray for that woman. And then so like she's at the recital thing. She's getting ready. And Mike is asleep on the couch with eggnog on his shirt. He overslept and he wakes up when he finds out it's 11:59. He was supposed to be there an hour ago because it starts like around midnight. So he tells the kids to like get up, because they sleep too, get up and get dressed. And they're all like, we don't have time to get dressed. They're in their PJ. So he's like, just wear those to church. And she's all like, what about our gifts? Mom makes us open gifts on Christmas Eve. And he's all like, we'll open them in the car. She's all like, well, we can't do that because then it'll be Christmas Day. And she's just a whining and stuff. So then like, they're in the car and they're rushing. While they're in the car, he finds out that Axel quit his job. He's pissed and stuff. And that Axel's upset because he finally got his cell phone, but he has the family minute plan and stuff. So he's only allowed to call his family. And so Brick he says something. And like he's like, oh no, because he talked and he whispered in his stomach. And he's like, oh no, and everything. It's so hilarious. But Sue's upset because when they was grabbing gifts, she didn't grab her. And she's all like, Dad, did you even buy me anything? He's like, yeah, I got you that Rihanna CD and a Twilight DVD. And then, so this is back when both those things were popular. Like, you don't hear nothing from Rihanna no more, other than that whole Barbados thing and Queen of England and stuff, and how they're like separate now. You're no longer under like the Queen's rule and stuff like that. But other than that, you don't hear from her no more. And so they get to church, and Frankie's pissed because they're late. And so she sings, and are they there in the ride back home? And she's just fussing with them, and then everybody's fussing with each other. And since it's snowy, the car slips and slides, and they almost crash and die. And it's a hilarious scene. I know that sounds bad, but the way they choreographed it was hilarious. And so after they almost died, they start arguing again. And then it happens again. They're slipping and sliding nowhere. After the second time, they realize they love each other. Not gonna argue no more. It's a kumbaya moment. And then Brick, he's no longer obsessing about death because he almost just died, and he found his Pez dispenser that from 2 years ago. So he tries to eat it, but then she stops him, but she's like, I don't care. So then on Christmas Day, like, you know, they're opening their gifts and they're happy and stuff. And this is when the outdated joke comes. It is hilarious. Sue runs in. Oh no, Mike finally admitted that Christmas is hard. So anyway, Sue runs in and she's crying, upset, talking about, I just found out something about Brad and everything. And the parents all like, Axel, take Brick in the other room because they don't want him to hear about this. So she's explaining what she saw. She said she saw Brad and another boy going behind a tool shed, taking turns. You can only imagine what that is. And they're all like, oh honey, we're so sorry, we should have told you. And she's all like, wait, what? And she's all like, they were smoking. and the parents are like, oh. So yeah, they made it. It was just like a funny thing. But like I said, it's an outdated joke. So they were smoking cigarettes and not actually taking turns clickety clacking. So she's upset. So like, how come y'all didn't tell me he smoked? And they're like, well, that's probably why he didn't want to kiss you, because the smoker. She's all like, oh, she understands, but she's upset because she really liked him. I'm just like, Lord have mercy. It was so hilarious. Now, in much later seasons, in the last season actually, he talks to Sue and he tells her, you know, he has something to tell her. It's something he's been keeping a secret from her since he first met her. And as soon as he's going to confess that he's gay, she stops him and she tells him, like, she knows and it's okay because she still cares about him as a friend. And that's a really touching thing. Like, you know, it's like she didn't care. Like, at some point in time when she finally started to grow up and mature, she realized, you know, what he is and stuff. And so, like, and it was just like, and there was such a better way of doing it. Like, instead, if he would have came out and said it, and I mean, yeah, still should be like, okay, like, I'm cool with it. But the fact that she had to stop him and be all like, you know, like, you know, you're my ex-boyfriend, we're like best friends, we do everything together, like, I know you even though you don't tell me things, like, I know you, you know what I'm saying? And that's like a better way of like explaining it. And I really liked that moment. It was like a really touching moment and stuff. Bah humbug, that was a good episode. All right, everybody, I'll talk to you later. Bye.